Are you ready for some trivia? Remember the hashtag. It's hashtag KOL20. We want to see your texts, your tweets, your Instagram. Send us the photos of what you're doing enjoying today's 69th annual Kickoff Luncheon, virtual Kickoff Luncheon. Here's the trivia now. This game-clinching touchdown pass from Charlie Heisman Ward to freshman running back Warwick Dunn in the swamp against the Gators in 1993 propelled Florida State to play in the national championship game. The trivia question is, in which bowl game was that played? Was that the Sugar, the Fiesta, the Rose, or was it the Orange Bowl? Got your answer? You got the right one? We played for the national championship in the Orange Bowl on January 1st, 1994 against Nebraska, beat them 18-16 in the Orange Bowl. Did you get it right? I bet there's nobody wearing garnet and gold that can't get that one right. Hey, by the way, have you been keeping track of your scores? Well, make sure you're following our Twitter and Instagram accounts for additional trivia. Got a lot of them. Follow us. Trivia questions on Instagram and our Twitter account. Now, before I turn it over to the team, I want to acknowledge the team behind the team. Our coaches, brand new coaching staff, practically, directors, coordinators, and all other dedicated professionals who make our program successful. Here we go. Mike Norvell, brand new head coach. On his staff, offensive coordinator Kenny Dillingham. He also coaches quarterbacks. Adam Fuller is our brand new defensive coordinator. John Papuchis handles special teams, coordinates defensive ends as well. Chris Thompson is the deputy head coach, tight ends coach. Odell, we love Odell. In this COVID-19, I want to give Odell a hug. I don't care what they tell me I can't do. Odell Hagen's associate head coach and defensive tackles coach. Alex Atkins is the new offensive line coach. Ron Dugan's carried over from the previous regime. He coaches wide receivers. He made a lot of touchdowns playing at Florida State University. David Johnson is coaching our running backs, and he also handles recruiting as in addition to his coaching on-field duties with the running backs. And Chris Marv, you're going to love the way these linebackers play this year. He coaches the linebackers and is the defensive run game coordinator. Marcus Woodson coaches defensive backs, and he is also the defensive passing game coordinator. Josh Storms is the director of football, strength, and conditioning. Bruce Warwick is the chief of staff. Jeff Cupper is the director of player development and operations. Chuck Cantor is the director of player personnel. Carlos Lachlan is the director of high school relations. That's your brand new staff at Florida State University for the year 2020. Thank you, staff, for all that you do. Mike Norvell, by golly, I can't wait till toe hits leather. Now, without further ado, let's introduce your 2020 Florida State Seminoles football team.
Maurice Smith, center, Miami, Florida.
Devontae Love Taylor, offensive tackle, Trinity, Florida.
Zane Herring, offensive line, Madison, Florida.
Rob Elder, center, Stewart, Florida.
Dante Lucas, offensive line, Overtown, Florida.
Jay Williams, offensive lineman, Moreno Valley, California.
Lloyd Willis, left tackle, Miami, Florida.
Darius Washington, offensive lineman, Pensacola, Florida.
Wyatt Rector, tight end, Leesburg, Florida.
Ira Henry, offensive line, St. Louis, Missouri.
RJ Thompson, wide receiver, Stephanie, Florida.
Chaz Nell, offensive tackle, Tampa, Florida.
Carter Boatwright, tight end, Moultrie, Georgia. Austin White, tight end, Tampa, Florida.
Andrew Baselli, offensive line, Jacksonville, Florida.
Trayshawn Ward, running back, Plant City, Florida.
Caleb Ferris, wide receiver, Tampa, Florida.
Jordan Young, wide receiver, Conyers, Georgia.
Darius Dent, wide receiver, Pahokee, Florida.
Trey Young, wide receiver, Atlanta, Georgia. Cedric Vincent, wide receiver, Palm Beach County.
Carlos Becker, cornerback, Kissimmee, Florida.
Isaiah Bowden, corner, Tampa, Florida.
Cyrus Fagan, DB, Daytona Beach, Florida.
Jarvis Brownlee, DB, Miami, Florida.
Brendan Gant, safety, Lakeland, Florida.
Raymond Woody III, safety, Palmetto, Florida.
James Blackman, quarterback from South Bay, Florida.
Chuba Purdy, quarterback, Queen Creek, Arizona. Tate Rodemaker, quarterback, Valdosta, Georgia.
DJ Matthews, wide receiver, Jacksonville, Florida.
Jordan Travis, quarterback, West Palm Beach, Florida.
Ronaldo Green, defensive back, Orlando, Florida.
Jakai Douglas, running back, Houma, Louisiana.
Brian Robinson, receiver, Palm Beach County.
Jay Sean Corbin, running back, Rockledge, Florida.
Cam McDonald, tight end, Southern California.
Robert Cooper, defensive tackle, Lilburn, Georgia.
Marvin Wilson, defensive tackle, Houston, Texas.
Ontario Wilson, receiver, Ashburn, Georgia.
Jaden Lars Woodby, defensive back, Fontana, California. Janaris Robinson, defensive end, Panama City, Florida. Joshua Kando, defensive end, Baltimore County, Maryland. Emmett Rice, linebacker, Miami, Florida.
Amari Gaynor, linebacker, Tallahassee, Florida.
Akeem Dent, defensive back, Pahokee, Florida.
Stephen Dix Jr., linebacker, Orlando, Florida.
Dante Samuel Jr., defensive back, Broward County, Florida.
Travis J., free safety, Greenville, Florida.
Parker Grotehouse, kicker, Indian Lake, Ohio.
Tommy Martin, punter, Chesapeake, Virginia.
Garrett Murray, long snapper, Tampa, Florida. Grant Glennon, long snapper, Tallahassee, Florida.
Ryan Fitzgerald, kicker, Coolidge, Georgia.
Alex Mastromano, punter, Melbourne, Australia.
DJ Lundy, linebacker, Osceola, Georgia.
J.R. McCluster, linebacker, Largo, Florida. Lawrence Tofili, running back, St. Petersburg, Florida.
Damori Tate, DB, Orlando, Florida. Sidney Williams, DB, New Orleans, Louisiana.
Kentron Porter, wide receiver from Miami, Florida.
Robert Scott, offensive line, Conway, Arkansas.
Deontay Williams, DN, Dallas, Texas.
TJ Davis, defensive end, Meta, Georgia.
DJ Daniels, running back, Wilson, North Carolina.
Thomas Schrader, offensive line, Venice, Florida.
Marquise Douglas, tight end, Brownsville, Tennessee. Chris Graham, guard, Jacksonville, Florida.
Preston Daniel, tight end, Memphis, Tennessee.
Marshall Holloman, defensive back, Tallahassee, Florida.
Corey Wren, running back, New Orleans, Louisiana. Jadarius Graham McKnight, I play DB, Fort Myers, Florida.
Raekwon Webb, running back, Panama City, Florida.
Jarian Jones, McGee, Mississippi, cornerback.
Miko Dotson, cornerback, Daytona Beach, Florida.
Jordan Wilson, tight end, Nashville, Tennessee.
Deontay Sheffield, running back, Destin, Florida.
LaDamian Webb, running back, Opelika, Alabama.
Jared Jackson, defensive line, Palm Beach County, Florida.
Jeb Schrader, linebacker, Venice, Florida.
Caleb Ward, wide receiver, Pensacola, Florida.
Fabian Lovett, defensive tackle, Vicksburg, Mississippi.
Tyler Hancock, safety, Marietta, Georgia.
Keyshawn Hilton, wide receiver, Pensacola, Florida.
Tamarion Terry, wide receiver at Florida State, home time, Ashburn, Georgia.
Leonard Warner, linebacker, Conyers, Georgia.
Kevon Glenn, linebacker, Riverdale, Georgia.
DeKalen Brooks, linebacker, Tampa, Florida.
Jalen Goss, offensive tackle, Valdosta, Georgia.
Kalen DeLoach, linebacker, Savannah, Georgia.
Jaleel McCray, linebacker, New Smyrna Beach, Florida.
Dennis Briggs, defensive lineman, Kissimmee, Florida.
True Thompson, defensive tackle, Loganville, Georgia.
Darion Williamson, wide receiver, Brownsville, Tennessee.
Jamarcus Chapman, defensive end, Rome, Georgia.
Malcolm Ray, defensive tackle, Miami, Florida.
Josh Griffiths, defensive end, Stark, Florida.
Ethan Umstead, linebacker, Lake City, Florida.
Brady Scott, right guard, Powder Springs, Georgia.
Curtis Van, defensive end, Stillmore, Georgia.
Tyler Gilroy, linebacker, St. Augustine, Florida.
Gino English, quarterback, Winter Park, Florida.
Malachi Menzer, I'm an outside linebacker from Punta Gorda, Florida.
Parker Self, wide receiver from Hiram, Georgia.
Armani Kerr, a linebacker, Miami, Florida.
Quayshawn Fuller, defensive line, Fort Myers, Florida.
Caden Cunningham, tight end, Lakeland, Florida.
Derek McLendon, defensive end, Atlanta, Georgia.
Ben Suzuki, tight end from Atlanta, Georgia.
Bryson Hill, receiver, Tallahassee, Florida.
Bavion Johnson, offensive line, Lakeland, Florida.
Corey Durden, defensive tackle, Newberry, Florida.